grade 12 learners. Welcome to today's tourism lesson. My name is Lydia Mahasha. This lesson is brought to you by the Gauteng Department of Education in collaboration with Saibono Discovery Center. Grade 12, today we are going to do our topic, the famous world icons and attractions. Last week we started with part 1 of that, so now we are going to look at the remaining icons. Let me remind you what we are supposed to read, what we are supposed to study, and where this topic will be assessed. You will find this topic in section C, question 4. You'll find it in the preliminary examination paper and the final examination. It is section C, question 4. And also, you'll be assessed on this topic on the control tests that you'll be writing at school level. Like you'll be writing the June exam now, you will be assessed on this topic. Also on the skills assessment and the PET, you will be expected to apply your knowledge on this task. So you need to know exactly where you will find this topic. What you need to know as a grade 12 learner when we are doing this topic, you need to know the famous world icons and the attractions. You need to know them, practice them. At the end of the lesson, you need also to know the factors contributing to the success of a tourist attractions. You need to know that, and you need to know the characteristics of the successful tourist attractions. So these are the things that you'll be able to know when you finish here. Let's look at the icons. What to know about these icons? You need to know the pictures. You must be able to understand. You must be able to identify these pictures when you see them. You must also know where they are found, their location, because they are located in different places, different icons. So you need to know the city, either the country and the continent. So to be either the city or town, the country and the continent where these icons are located, where they are situated. There are marks for that. Also, you need to know the description of each icon. You need to describe the icon. You look at the icon, you have to know its history. You need to know how it was formed. You have to know everything about the icon. You have to describe the icon. And again, you need to know the reasons why it is regarded as an icon. There are different reasons. Remember, they have to be unique reasons. So you need to talk about that. You need to know these reasons why it is being regarded as an icon. Remember last time we talked about attractions and icons. And we said that all icons are attractions, but now they've been identified because of their unique characteristics. So you need to know why they've been regarded as that. And from the list of the 2024 icons, remember, you are not supposed to study any other icons beside the lists that you have been given. There are only 13. You focus on that. You need to know from the 13th which icons are World Heritage Sites. You need to know which icons are the World Heritage Sites. And on top of that, for each icon, you have to identify the type of tourists who will visit these attractions. We have done the different types of tourists when you're doing grade 10. Last week you talked about the different types of tourists who will visit this. So you need to know exactly which ones are associated or will be able to visit a certain icon. Lastly, you have to know the factors and characteristics of a successful tourist attraction. We'll look at that, but for now, this is what you need to know. I have a table here. You can see we have the table in front of us. So this table, as you can see it, it has the columns. It has 5 columns. This table will assist you in remembering, in knowing the icons, each icon. So let's start with the first one. When you're studying, do this table. It will make things easier for you. It will be easier for you to remember all the icons. You put all of them, 13 of them, on this. So the first one, you need to give the icon's full name. The full name. If you are talking about the Leaning Tower of Pisa, you don't just say the Leaning Tower. It's wrong, it's incorrect. You have to give the full name as it appears in the textbooks, in your resources, in your labs, everything. So, and that full name, you have to make sure that it has the correct spelling. Don't change the spelling. You cannot be awarded marks for incorrect spelling because you have been given the name. So you give the full name with the correct spelling. That's what is expected from you. Keep on practicing. Do this table with these 5 columns. It will be easier for you. The second one, you need to know the location, where the icon is situated, where the tourist can find it. You need to know the country. In which country it is this icon situated. You need to know the city. You need to know the town. You need to know the area in which it is situated, not forgetting the continent. You have to know your continent. Knowing the continents is easier for you to know the countries. You have to practice this on the map also. After doing this table, populating it, completing it with all the 13 icons, then go to your map. And on the map, populate the icons where you have indicated on this table. The third one, you need to know whether this icon, is it natural or is it man-made? You have done this, grade 10, the difference between natural and man-made. So if they are natural, it means no one has interfered with them. No human being has interfered with them. They are natural. They were formed by forces or nature. And man-made is whereby they were built, they were made by individuals, by people. So you have to look at your icon and you will see if it has been made, man-made, or it is natural. The next column, you need to write down, you need to know the outstanding. There's a lot of information about the icons, but you just take the outstanding characteristics. The reason why it is an icon. And you will give the history about that icon. And this won't be found anywhere else. It is specifically for that icon. So you need to know the outstanding characteristics. You need to know the reasons why it is known as an icon. You need to give its history. Lastly, you need to know how it looks. How it looks, and give a brief description and the picture. So if you know all these things that I've just stated now, it will be easier for you to understand the icons. We talk about the location. Here is the world map. Remember these icons? We have said that they are famous world icons. So here is the world map. Look at the map. We have the continents. From the continents, you'll have the countries. You'll have the cities within and the towns and the areas. So it will be easier for you to cluster your icons per continent. It's easier. You know that in the North America, we have so many icons. In the South America, we have so many. In Europe, in Africa. So it will be easier for you if you know how to categorize them as per continent. You can see that we have Australia, we have Asia, we have Africa here, we have Europe. So they do have icons. So it will be easier for you to identify them if you have done the table that we have talked about before. I said to you, icons are all attractions, but these ones, they have unique characteristics. They have significance to their country, to their areas. Some icons, they have received the UNESCO status. They have UNESCO status. How will you know that the icon has UNESCO status? It will have this logo that you see. This is the UNESCO logo. This one is the UNESCO logo. So they will have this UNESCO logo and this one also for the World Heritage Convention. The UNESCO logo that you'll see on the icon, it will just be a symbol for UNESCO, and it will tell you that this icon is a World Heritage Site. To say to you that this is a World Heritage Site. So here they are, there are two of them. We have the two symbols. Also here, the tourists will be able to know that this attraction or site is a World Heritage Site. So the two will be placed side by side on next to the name of the icon, next to the icon. Like here, you can see here. I want us to start with the icons. Let's look at the icons. The first one is the Colosseum. Colosseum. So this one, the Colosseum, is located in the city of Rome. You can see that we have highlighted located in the city of Rome, so that you won't forget that. And the country is of Italy. The continent is Europe. So that's whereby we found the Colosseum. Look at the picture. Look at our picture here. We have the picture of the Colosseum, because you need to be able to identify. If you are given different icons, pictures, you must be able to identify the picture, put the name to the picture. You must be able to do that. Then, let's look at the description of the Colosseum. What is this Colosseum icon? It is one of the 7 wonders of the world. It's at the top there. And before, it was known as the Flavian Amphitheater. It is an old icon. It was developed, its construction started long ago. It started in the years between 70 AD and 72 AD. It is so big. This Colosseum is so big. You can see it close to 50,000 people that can be seated in this amphitheater. The reason why it was built, it was for entertainment. It was a place of entertainment whereby people go there to be engaged in entertainment. Some will be spectators, some will be participants, then they will go to this area, to the Colosseum. It was a place of entertainment. And it was for the Roman citizens. Remember, we said that it is located where? In the city of Rome. So it was for the citizens of Rome, and it was used to display the strength of the Roman Empire. This icon, it was used to display the strength of the Roman Empire. Like I said before, that it was for entertainment. This is what it was used for. It was used to stage fights with wild animals. So people just go there to watch when people were fighting with wild animals. It was a form of entertainment to other people. And it was used again for tortures and executions of prisoners. People have been tortured in this Colosseum. People have been executed in this. You know, the prisoners there, there were executions of prisoners in this place. And the slaves and the Christians were also executed here. So it was a place where to some people it was form of entertainment, fun. But looking at these things, you go there and watch people fighting with wild animals, whereby people will be tortured, the Christians will be tortured, the slaves. That's how they engage in their form of fun during those years. And there were fights also, don't forget this. There were fights also which were happening in the Colosseum, in this amphitheater, between the gladiators. The gladiators will be fighting each other until one of them loses their lives. The sad thing about this is just that it has been damaged by the storms. It is no longer looking as it was before. Remember, it has been done, it has been built long ago in the 1780s. Now the storms have damaged it. Lightning, the fires, the earthquake, they have contributed to damage this throughout the years. But guess what? It is still standing. The remains are still standing. That's why people are going there. Now it is no longer used for those entertainments, but the remains are still there. People go there to learn about what was happening during those years. Let's look at the reason why this attraction was an icon. It is found in the center of Rome, the city center. That's where you find this, and it is known as the largest amphitheater that was constructed, that was done during the Roman Empire. It was the largest. And when you look at it from the remains, you can see that it is one of the greatest examples of the Roman engineering and architecture. You can see how it was developed. So that's why people always now, they want to go and want to see the great Roman engineering and architecture. It is nearly 2,000 years old. It's an old icon. I want us to look at the second one, the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Look at the picture. You can see our picture here. It is not straight, it is leaning towards the side. You can see from here. You see what I've drawn? It is not straight, it is leaning, it's tilting a little to the side. So where do we find this icon? Remember, always you have to know where it is located. Let's look here. This one, it is found in the city of Pisa. The city of Pisa, where? In the country of Italy. There it is. So let's look at the reasons why it is an icon. It is an icon because of its outstanding, unique beauty. It has that unique beauty. That's why it is an icon. People just go there to look at how beautiful is it. And one thing again that makes it to be an icon is that it is one of its own. The building that is tilted to the side. I've just shown you from there. The icon is tilted to each side. That's why it is an icon. And it is the only freestanding bell tower of the Grand Church. And around the world, people recognize this. It is a recognizable structure in the world, the way it is tilted to the side. So let's look at the description of this icon. It is one of the 3 historic buildings located on the Cathedral Square. This one, it's one of the 3 historic buildings. It's one of the historic buildings. Cathedral Square is also known as the Piazza del Duomo. We'll practice that, we'll get it right. It has 8-story tower. 8-story tower. From ground floor to up. It's 8 stories. And it has 293 steps. This Leaning Tower of Pisa. Outside, it has been constructed with white marble. So the Leaning Tower of Pisa is being constructed with the white marble. It has started long ago. Construction started in the 1173 and was completed in the 1350 years. So it has been done long ago. Let's look at why this tower started to lean, to tilt to each side. The constructors started doing the construction well. Everything was fine. It was the mistake of not checking the ground soil. It was unstable. So when they were at the 3rd story building it, it started to tilt because of the unstable soil and the weak foundation. But that mistake has given them the world-famous icon, the Leaning Tower of Pisa. It took 12 years of maintenance by reinforcing the structure through built-in weights at its base. It took 12 years for them to try to make sure that it doesn't fall. So they were reinforcing the structure, making it to be strong, not to fall to the ground. That's why even today it is still standing, because it took them 12 years to make sure that it doesn't fall to its side. The third one, we have Venice. I'm sure you know the name. This is the city. It's a city, the whole city is an icon. So it is a city located in the country Italy, and Europe is the continent. The reason why it is an icon is because it is one of the most beautiful cities in the world. Look at the picture. Look at the picture here. So beautiful. You can see that we have water around. We'll talk about that soon. It's a beautiful city around the world. It was built on 118 islands, which were linked by the canals and the bridges. We have 118 small islands. That's why I'm saying that it is one of the most beautiful cities in the world. We have canals and there are bridges there. Description of this city, the icon, Venice. It is found in the lagoon on the shore of the northern Adriatic Sea. It's in the lagoon, this sea. The Adriatic Sea. It was founded in the 5th century. That's when they found this. The most amazing thing about this city, it is built on wooden stilts. You know the stilts? You know the stilts? The wooden stilts on 120 low-lying islands in the North Adriatic Sea. So, in short, this city is built in water. The city is built in water. Sorry about that. When you come to transport here, remember it's a city. In the city, people are living there. We need to have some sort of transport. Transport here is only by boats. The boats, you know that they are driving in the water. We have the water buses, and we have the water taxis and the gondolas. This is the type of transport that we found in Venice, in this city. We don't have cars here. Cars are not allowed. No car will be driving in this city. They've been banned. Only the boats, the water buses, the water taxis, and the gondolas for transport. No cars. If you're going to stay in this city, you have to know that you're not going to own a car because they're not allowed here. Venice is also known as, or is also called the Queen of the Adriatic Sea, or the City of Cities, because of its unique beauty, the way it was built on the stilts, on the water, and the islands that it was built on, and the bridges, the canals. Every year, this icon attracts more than 15 million tourists each year. People just want to go there and experience the history of the icon, how it was built, the beautifulness of it, the unique structure. More than 15 million per year. We'll be talking about this. You know that when we have 15 million tourists getting to an icon, we have to think about the economic benefit. There are a lot of people, they bring money with them. There are challenges here. Even though it is a beautiful city that has been built on water and tourists are coming in numbers. The only thing here is that we have a serious challenge, a serious threat of flooding to this city. Remember, it is being made, constructed in water, or on water. Then here we are. We have a serious threat of flooding. And some parts of the city are already sinking. Some parts are already sinking. It is said that the ground floors and the first floors are already flooded in some buildings. So it means they are no longer in use. The ground floors and the first floors in some buildings, not all, don't say all, but in some buildings, some, not all. They are already flooded. So it means they are no longer in use. So this is our icon, Venice. Let's look at the next one, the Vatican City. You have heard about the name, the Vatican City. It is located in the city of Rome. Also in the city of Rome, the country of Italy, and the continent is what? Europe. That's where you'll find the Vatican City. It's located in the city of Rome. The country is Italy and the European continent. That's whereby you'll find this. Let's look at the reasons why it is an icon. The Vatican City is one of the icons because it is regarded as a sacred place for the Catholics. It's a sacred place for the Catholics. That's why it is regarded as an icon. And moreover, it has lots and lots of unique artistic and architectural masterpieces. Just look at the city. Just look here at the picture. Look at the Vatican City. Look at the picture. Look at the city. We have the buildings. There are these buildings here. We have the Cathedral Square here. So it's a masterpiece of art and architecture. So it's beautiful. So people just go there to look at these wonderful things. Let's look at the description. This city, the Vatican City icon, it is one of the smallest independent states. It's so small. Small independent state. It is independent. An independent state inside the city of Rome. So when you say that it's an independent state, it means it's doing its own things, even though it is within the place. So it is completely surrounded by the city. It is inside the city of Rome, and it is surrounded by this completely. It is inside Rome, the smallest independent state. They do their own things. They measure 0.5 square kilometers. The weight is so small. They have their own currency. They use their own currency. They use their own money. They have their own currency. This one. It is also known as the headquarters of the Roman Catholic Church. The Vatican City is also known as the headquarters of the Roman Catholic Church. Remember, it is whereby the Roman Catholic Church and the Pope live. The Pope is found here in the Vatican City, and it's a world center of the Roman Catholic Church. So that is Vatican City. When you get to this city, you will see that there are three most famous landmarks, the attractions. Three, they are famous landmarks. These are the attractions that attract people to come to Vatican City. Here they are. The first one, we have the St. Peter's Basilica. The first famous landmark, it is St. Peter's Basilica. What is this? It is the largest church and dome in the world. Largest church and dome in the world. It dates back to the 15th century. And when you get inside, you'll find that it contains the artworks by famous artists. Contains artwork by famous artists. The St. Peter's Basilica. The second most famous landmark, it is the St. Peter's Square. The St. Peter's Square, the one that I've shown you on the previous slide. This is the largest square in Rome. It is the largest, the biggest square in Rome. And it caters for more than 400,000 people. So more than 400 people will gather here in St. Peter's Square during the Easter Sunday. I'm sure you've seen this on the news. During Easter, you'll see that more than 400,000 people will gather here every Easter Sunday. Every Easter Sunday. And why are they going there? Why are they gathering there? They just go there to do what? To listen to the Pope Easter message. The Pope will be delivering the message, and the people, specifically the Roman Catholic Church members, they will gather here to listen to his message for the Easter. It is done every year on the Easter Sunday. The third famous landmark about the Vatican City, it is the Vatican Museum. I'm sure you know what we find in the museum. So it is the Vatican Museum. It is the largest museum in the world. The world's most largest museum. And what we have in this museum? We have some of the most famous artworks in the world. That's what we found in the Vatican Museum. So in short, these are the three famous landmarks in Vatican City. The tourists who go there, they go to see these places. Let's look at another icon, the Berlin Wall. The Berlin Wall. Where is it situated? Where is it located? Remember the table that we started with when we start the lesson? The one with the columns, the 5 columns. The first one is about location. Where is Berlin Wall located? It is located in Berlin City. You find it in Berlin City, and the country is Germany. The country is Germany. And Europe is a continent. So that's where you found the Berlin Wall. Let's look at the reasons why it is known as an icon. Firstly, it is the division. It's a symbol of the division. And then, after division, reunification of the East and the West Germany during the Cold Wall. So it means it is a symbol of when the East and the West divided and later on reunite. So that's the reason why we have the Berlin Wall, because it's the reason for division and reunification of the East and the West Germany after the Cold War. So when you look at this, you'll know that it is the division between the two during the Cold War, because the other side was believing in democracy and the other one in communism. The entry point to Germany, the Berlin City, is the Brandenburg Gate. Is the entry point. This is our picture, our wall, the Berlin Wall. This is the Brandenburg Gate. It is a World Heritage Site. Remember, I said if you see these symbols, you have to know that that attraction has been given the status of being a World Heritage Site. Yes, so there you can look at the picture, the Brandenburg Gate. Then let's look at the description of this Berlin Wall. It is known as the longest wall that divides Berlin into East and West. It's the longest wall ever, and it divides Berlin into East and West. Here is the point we talked about in the previous slide. The West Berlin was a democratic city. The West was a democratic city. And the East was a communist city during the Cold War. You see, they have different ideologies here. Lots of people managed to escape from the East to the West. Now you have to ask yourself, why were lots of people escaping from the East to the West of Berlin? Because remember, the East was a communist city, whereas the West was what? A democratic city. So people left the communist city, the East one, and went to the West democratic one. You know what is democracy. In 1961, the East, which was the communist, started constructing a wall to divide the two. And this wall was having the watchtowers. These watchtowers were used to prevent people from escaping to the West. Remember we said that the East were escaping to the West. They were moving to the West. And now the East came with a strategy to stop its people from leaving the East and going to the West. That's why they developed the Berlin Wall. It was in 1961. In 1961, they started the construction of the wall to make sure that the East people remain in the East. But people are still going to the West. The wall was finally broken down in 1989. 1989, it was whereby the wall was broken down. Why? because of the continued demonstration from the East Germany. People in the east of Germany, they were not happy about the communist state. So they had lots and lots of demonstrations, which led to the wall being finally broken down in 1989. But we still have its remains. More than 6 million tourists each year visit the area to see the remaining sections of the wall. So imagine, more than 6 million per year. They still go there to explore and to learn about the history of the Berlin Wall. As a grade 12 learner, you need to know what type of tourists, you've done this last week, what type of tourists will visit this icon. For each icon, remember to know what type of tourists will visit this. We've talked about this, and we know that the Brandenburg Gate is part of the World Heritage Site. Let's look at number 6. We have the Black Forest. I know when I talk about the Black Forest, some of you automatically were thinking about the cake. You are right. We'll come to that. But first, let's look at the Black Forest as an icon. It is located in many towns, unlike the others, which we said they are located in this city, in this area, in this town. This one, the Black Forest, like the way it says, it's a forest. It's located in many towns and villages. And we have the examples like the Freiburg and the Baden-Baden in the state of Baden-Württemberg in the country of Germany. And Europe is the continent. Near many towns and villages. That one, you need to remember that. Let's look at the reasons why. Is it an icon? It has beautiful scenery. Beautiful scenery. When you look at the forest, it's so beautiful. And it consists of mountains of pine and fir trees. So beautiful. It has the valleys, the lakes, the mineral springs, and the picture square villages. So this is the reason why it is an icon. It has rich tradition in history. There's rich tradition in history, and when you go there, you'll find many old towns, old castles, monasteries, and museums. That's why it is an icon. Let's look at the description. It's a forest with many towns, many villages, the lakes. We talked about that. The region is almost 200 kilometers long. 200 kilometers long. The region of the Black Forest. Remember, we have the towns, the monasteries, the lakes, villages. All of that is 200 kilometers long and 60 kilometers wide. 60 kilometers wide. And it lies in the state of the Baden-Württemberg in the southwestern on the border with France and Switzerland. That's where we found this icon, the Black Forest. It is famous for its handcrafted cuckoo clocks. Famous for its handcrafted. These clocks are handcrafted, and they are known as the cuckoo clocks. Here we are now When you started with the word Black Forest, you were thinking about a cake. Here it is. The Black Forest cake started here. They have the Black Forest cakes and they have the cherry snaps. Visitors can enjoy a lot of activities when they visit this place. There are a lot of activities that they can do, that they can enjoy when they visit this place. They can do activities like hiking. Remember, it's a forest, it has the lakes, they have the rivers. They can do hiking, they can be walking, they can do mountain biking, and they can be skiing. So there are lots of activities that tourists can do when they visit this icon, the Black Forest. I want us to look at number 7, the Great Wall of China. The Great Wall of China is located in the city of Beijing. In the country, China, in Asia. Asia is a continent. You go back to the map and look at the continent that we have just discussed. So it is in Beijing, China, Asia. You complete your table. Complete your table, it will be easier for you to study, to revise, and you'll get them right. Let's look at the reason why is it an icon. This one also. It is one of the 7 wonders of the world. And the most important thing here, it is the longest human-made, the longest. Remember, I said that you have to know whether the icon, it is a man-made or is it natural. So this one, it is a longest human-made, it's a man-made attraction. And it's a defensive structure for protection, which dates back 2,000 years ago. Dates back 2,000 years ago. It's a symbol of China's history and culture. So from this, you have idea of what type of tourists will visit this icon. We say that it's a symbol of China's history and culture. So this icon, it is a testament to ancient Chinese determination and engineering skills. What it shows there, the Chinese were determined people. They were determined to have this longest human-made structure. They've shown their great engineering skills in doing these icons. Look here. You can see that this is our icon. We have the longest wall. It goes up and up and up. There it goes up there. The Great Wall of China. That is the longest wall. Description. This wall, the Great Wall of China, was built between the 5th century BC and 16th AD. It was built by several Chinese emperors to protect China against the invaders. They didn't want any invaders to come to China. That's why they have built the wall as a protection from invaders. They don't want anyone to get into their country. It was built during the Ming dynasty. And most of it still exists until today. Remember, it was done in the 5th century BC. But even today, the remains are still there. It stretches over 850 kilometers from east to west across to the northern China. It crosses mountains, deserts, and grassland. Like we have said that it is the longest wall that was ever built. Also, it has the watchtowers, which were built on the wall. And it was done when? At regular intervals. And here, that's whereby they were built to serve as lookout points and store military supplies. Remember, they didn't want the invaders to invade their country. That's why they have the watchtowers, where people will be watching out and looking at people who will be trying to get into their country. And the messages could also be sent over long distances along the wall by using flag and smoke signals. They know, if they see smoke, they know that it's a message for this. If they see the flag, they know that it means this. So that's how the wall was built. Sorry for that. I have a touch of flu. Then the Great Wall of China. It has, as it has been built there, let's look at what happened there. Thousands of soldiers who were, remember, were on the watchtowers, and the prisoners and the peasants, they were used to build this wall. All of them, they were the ones that were building this wall. And there is this belief that over 1 million people died during the construction of this wall. More than 1 million people died while they were busy constructing the wall. Hence, it was given the nickname, the longest cemetery on earth. The longest cemetery on earth. What happened to those 1 million people, more than 1 million people who died during construction? Were they taken to the cemetery somewhere? No. They were being buried right there. That's why it was known as the longest cemetery on earth. The human skeletons of those who died, they were used to make the wall stronger. So if you died there, you were not taken to the graves in the cemetery anywhere, but you were just being used to enhance the strongness of the wall. That's how the Great Wall of China was. So the Great Wall of China is also known as Wall of Tears. I'm sure you understand why, the Wall of Tears. Because people were dying there, you cannot mourn your family. They will be automatically be constructed as part of the construction material to the wall. Those were the 7 remaining icons. Last week we started with the 6. Now we are doing the 7. All of them, they are 13. Please go and use that table that I've shown you to plot the information there. Go and plot the information. It will be easier for you to remember and know the icons. Now I want us to look at the factors contributing to the success of a tourist attraction. When we talk about the attraction, and here our attractions are the icons, we need to know what are the factors that are contributing to its success. Now we talk about the excellent marketing of tourism products locally and internationally. The area of the icon, they need to have extensive marketing. They need to market their products locally and internationally so that people will come to that icon as their attraction of choice. And we have sustainable and responsible management plans For the attraction to be successful, they need to have sustainable and responsible management plans in place so that they keep the icon in its original form. Because if it changes, it will no longer be the icon that was granted the status of being an icon in that. So that's why we need to have management plans whereby everything will be protected, will be in order. Then here we talk about efficiency and ethical behavior of staff and management. The staff need to treat tourists with respect and courtesy. The tourists need to be treated good. Remember, it has a positive impact on whether the tourists will return or not. So if the staff and the management are treating the tourists in a good way, they will definitely come back, or they will spread the word of mouth about the attraction. And more tourists will come back. So that's why we need to make sure that the tourists have a positive experience of the area so that they can come back. Then your attraction will be successful. Another one is positive experience. We have already talked about that they need to have everything that they need. They need to have the right information, the right guidance, so that they'll be able to do repeat visitation, and they'll be able to go out there and give positive word of mouth. You know that the positive word of mouth is a strong tool for marketing. So by giving them the positive experience when they are in the attraction, they will definitely market the place freely for you. You'll be saving on marketing budget. Then now we talk about the general appearance and upkeep of the attraction. Here, when you talk about the general appearance, the way it looks, we talk about safety. This safety is very important to the tourists. They need to feel safe so that they'll be able to come back to the area. So there must be cleanness around the area. The area must be clean so that they'll be able to come back again. The visitors want that areas that looks good for them. They won't come if the area looks bad, it is not maintained, and the upkeep is not good. Okay? Then now, let's look at considering the needs of people with disabilities. Considering the needs of people with disabilities. This aspect must be considered by the management and staff. Because there are people with disabilities, so they need to be catered for when they visit an attraction. You have to make sure that we have the wheelchair-friendly areas whereby they will go, they'll be able to go. We need to make sure that they are able to access all the part of the attraction. We need to make sure that we don't limit them. If they are wheelchair bound, there must be wheelchair ramps everywhere. So that's what we are talking about when you talk about considering the needs of people with disabilities. Then now, we talk about the universal access. Universal access. Here we talk about everyone, all the visitors that are visiting this place must be able to use all the services all the products that are found in this area. That's what they need to do. They have to make sure that they are able to get the products, get the services from this place. So consider the people with disabilities when you are doing your planning. Consider the people with disabilities so that everyone can be able to get in and enjoy the services and product of that area. We talk about universal access. I want us to look at the characteristics of a successful tourist attraction. What makes an attraction to be regarded as being successful? Here we are, we have 4 characteristics. Let's look at them. We talk about the actual number of visitors exceeding the target number of visitors. Then we'll know that this place is characterized as successful. So here, there will be planning. Remember from the statistics, they will be planning to have so many visitors per day, per month, per year. Then if the actual numbers of people visiting, of visitors visiting the area is more than what they have targeted, then we're saying that that area, that destination, that attraction is successful. The second one, we talk about the repeat visit. This one is very important because if we don't have repeat business, so it means we're going to lose the tourists. And you know, when you lose the tourists, there won't be any income. So this repeat business, mostly, it is so important because it is whereby the word of mouth comes in. The way they have been treated is what will make sure whether they come back or not. And if a destination, if a tourist attraction is receiving repeat businesses, we say that it is successful because people are coming back to that attraction because of how they were treated. They were given proper service, good service. The third one, we talk about income generated exceed target figures. How are they going to get more income, more than what they have planned for, more than their target? It's simple. It's when they have more repeat visits from the tourists. And again, this one will include the time in which the tourists will be spending on the attraction. Remember, the more time they spend in an area attraction, the more they'll be spending money on accommodation and other things. So you need to talk about it. And another thing there that will contribute to income generated, whereby it will be more than the target figures, is when you talk about seasonality, whereby you know that during this season, more tourists will be visiting this area more than the other season. So they'll get more income. The fourth one, which is the last one, let's talk about positive impact on local, community, and environment. This is simple. Positive impact on local community. The moment you include the local community in the decision making, in being part of those who will be employed in an icon, it means they are going to support the icon. They're going to support the attractions. If they are part of the attraction, they need to be involved. And when they are involved, they own that attraction. They own the attraction, and if they own that, they're going to make sure that there is no one who's going to do criminal things around the area. So they'll make sure that crime is being controlled because they own that. And the tourists will feel safe and they will have pride because now they are part of the attraction. So they'll have pride. They will know that we own this. This belongs to us. This belongs to our community. And by doing that, poverty will be reduced. That's the positive impact on local community. Poverty will be reduced because they will be part of that. They'll be working in the attractions and there won't be any crime. That's why at the end, their lifestyles will be improved because they'll be getting their salaries, their wages, and remember, we talk about the multiplier effects. So they'll get money and money will be spent in the community on different things. That's whereby they will protect the attraction. But if they're not part of the attraction, then we'll have crime. We'll have negative impact on the attraction. And the tourists won't visit that place because they won't feel safe. I'm sure now we understand why is it important for the local community to be part and parcel of the attraction. I want us to look at this activity. I want you to try to remember what we talk about today. Number one, it's activity 1. Answer the following questions. And we have 2 attractions that have been given. Just choose the one that most describe what is being asked in the question. 1.1, it says the Roman emperors built their, number 1 is the Sphinx or the Colosseum as an area for gladiators and public events. Sorry, you have to choose one. Which was the icon here? Which was the attraction which was built by the Roman emperors as an area for gladiators and public events? We talk about this. The second one, before you go to the second one, if you have said that it is the Colosseum, you are right. Remember, it was the Colosseum whereby gladiators were fighting each other there. And for public events, remember those public events whereby prisoners were being executed, things like that. The second one, the cuckoo clock is a popular souvenir bought at this attraction. We talk about the cuckoo clock when we are talking about one attraction, one icon. So, is it the Berlin Wall? Is it the Black Forest? No, it was the Black Forest. You can only buy the cuckoo clock from the Black Forest. Number 1.3. This icon is one of the most sacred places for Catholics, the Venice or Vatican City. Obviously, it's Vatican City. It's the home for the Catholics, the Roman Catholics. Remember, I talked about that. It's whereby the Pope stays. The second one, I want us to look at this activity. I want you to remember the pictures of the icons that we have just done now and try to get the right answers from this. We have 5 pictures. This is the first one, 1.4.1. The second one is this one, 1.4.2. And the third one, it is this one, 1.4.3. The fourth one, it is this one. Please take a look at them. 1.5, take a look at this one also. These are the icons that we have just talked about now. So I want you to look at this one. The first one, you can see that we have a lot and lots of trees. We have a lot and lots of trees there. The pine trees, the fir trees, there they are. We talk about this. So if your answer there is the Black Forest, you are right. Looking at the picture, you can see that we have the Black Forest. Then look at the second one, the remains of this building. This is now the remains, as you can see. From what we've done, if you got the Colosseum, you are right. This is the Colosseum. It is the amphitheater whereby they were having public events and their gladiators fights. Look at the third one. We have the tower. We talk about this tower. By saying that is a tower, is giving away the answer. If you have said that is the Leaning Tower of Pisa, you are right. 1.4.3 is the Leaning Tower of Pisa. You can see that it's leaning to this direction. The fourth one, look here, we've got the flag. It has to give away. We have the soldiers here. We have the wall. This is the wall here. From the picture, you just have to remember what you talk about. What is the name of this icon? We have the soldiers there. If you have the Berlin Wall, you are correct. It is the Berlin Wall. Remember, it was used to separate or to divide the East Berlin, the East Germany, from the West Germany. This is the Berlin Wall. Then the last one. Let's look at the last one. You can see it starts from here, it goes up and up and up. It's just that our space is small, but you can see what is it. You can see what is it. You just talk it about it now. Okay? If you have the name of this icon as the Great Wall of China, you are right. This is the Great Wall of China. You can see it. The structure, there it is going up. Remember, I talk about that here. The construction has human skeletons here of that more than 1 million people who died during its construction. So here is the marking guideline. I'm sure you have this. This is what you talk about. The Colosseum, the Black Forest, and the Vatican City. Only 3. But you as the learner, you need to do all the icons. Look at this. We have the pictures, and here is your marking guideline. I've already told you about the Black Forest, the Colosseum, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and the Great Wall of China. The moment you see the word Black Forest, please remember from the table that I've given you, the table with 5 columns, you need to know the name. The spelling must be right. So have your own table. Know the spelling of the name, the Black Forest, and automatically you need to think about the location. Where will I find this? You have to know the city, the town, the country, the place, and the continent. You need to drill that for all the icons. Even the previous ones that were done last week, you include them in your table. We have the Colosseum. Everything, you do that for all the icons. You start first with the name. Get the name straight. Get the name straight. Make sure that you get the name right, you get the spelling right. Then you get the place, where is it located. These are free marks. By knowing where is it located, you get the marks for that. Then you come to the description. You have to know everything about the icon. And don't forget, just add there, what type of tourists will visit these icons? Then I'm telling you, you will ace the icons. And don't forget the topic about the famous world icons. We'll find it in question 4. So please go to section C, question 4. And when you use the previous question papers, before I forgot, let me tell you this, grade 12. When you revise, we are encouraging you to use the previous question papers. For this, the 2022-2023, last year, they don't have these icons. So question 4, just cancel it. The only question paper whereby you will get these icons for 2024 is the question paper, the prelim and the final question paper for 2021. Do yourself a favor, get the final 2021 grade 12 question paper. The icons questions are there and are the ones that you must revise with. Icons are easy as long as you get everything the way we have indicated to you. That was for today. Until we meet next time. Keep on studying.